My name's Tom Anderson, and I've been working with the IBM IAM products, Identity Access Manager, Identity Manager, since IBM acquired these products back in 2003. IBM, I've been dealing with IBM since the mainframe, but kind of in and out, whether I deal with IBM or some other vendors. I've been development, but as far as Identity Manager and Access Manager is concerned, probably close to 20 years. IBM acquired some of these products from other vendors and cobbled them together and got into the IAM, Identity and Access Management space. Never been an IBM employee, but I've represented IBM. I've taught classes for them. I've taught even classes to IBM employees so that they could learn about Identity Manager, Access Manager, and some of the related things like DB2 or directory server. And so I've gone around, I've taught classes to IBM customers, to IBM employees. I've gone in and installed the product, done development on the product, just about a little bit of everything. So 4, 5, 6 years ago, I started to do the support. Both Identity and Access Manager haven't really been developed by IBM. As I had mentioned before, they were products that they bought from other companies. They bought the companies and cobbled these together, but never really took these to blend it into a heterogeneous whole, and a lot of competitors have taken the market away from them. So these customers are just looking to survive with the legacy software as they move applications to some of these other future products or future generation products. So Identity Manager itself is not time critical. The Access Manager is very critical to whether you have uptime or not. So Access Manager, I mean, if it's suffering from some other network problem, that's one thing. But if Access Manager itself, which deals with access to back-end web applications through the web seal, if those go down and access is down, then that's an instant P1. And haven't seen too many P1s, but when it does occur, it seems to be related to expiration of certificates. As I mentioned, certificate expiration seems to be a problem, and this was a customer was lax about configuration because they could have configured it to automatically renew. They get into a similar issue with passwords for these databases that hold the certificates expiring. So we certainly got them to fix that, but another issue they had is being on an older version of the software. They were prone to an issue with a future date. If the expiration of the certificate was too far out, it would cause a problem because just a technical issue. The timestamp was only 32 bits instead of more bits, and it couldn't go past the year 2032. So getting them to use an expiration time that was before that dangerous date, but long enough that they still, they're expecting to be gone with the product by 2032. So we've avoided that issue. Oh, well, that's modus operandi for Origina, is to talk to the clients that know the product and make sure that they divulge what the version numbers are down to the fixed pack, and if they're on multiple systems, well, hopefully they are, because they would typically have production and maybe development and test, to understand what versions are on each of those machines. And that way, when there's a problem and a request, we don't have to spend time saying, well, what version is involved. We already have that information cataloged. One client I'd known for years, I've worked on their site, and they're very advanced. They don't need me too often. They had one call. I was able to tell them why such and such happened, and they were quite comfortable with that. So, we're fairly intimate, but we never talk because they really don't need me too often, but we're there when they do call, and that's great. The other one, they were less experienced. As I said, we had to walk through how they could have set up the configuration to avoid the problem. But as we've resolved one ticket after another, they've archived the commands used. So they've either fixed the configuration, or when there is a problem, they've cataloged the types of procedures that are necessary to fix things. So they still tend to log a lot of calls because there are other areas they're not familiar with, but each time then they get a better level of experience. And so, we're on a first name basis. So as I said before, IBM kind of dropped the ball by not moving forward to the next generation with these products, and their competitors have moved. So having an eye towards maybe migrating to these other platforms is where they need to be, and then make sure that they have somebody like Origina there to maintain their legacy systems. Some of these customers might take years to migrate.